Oh, the lovely intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. So ready to put soccer chat brought to you by the Evan and Aaron Show. This is the Evan that I should read this. Man, like it's been longer than 2 weeks, man. How you doing?
It does. There's just been way too much going on in the world, in the soccer world, and the world outside soccer, personal life, everything. Yeah, it's crazy. So,
Man, yeah, it's a beautiful day in Central Indiana. It's gorgeous.
Wonderful day in Central Indiana.
I did not break out the shorts though, and that's what I just it's so Midwestern. Once it hits 50, it's like I see people in shorts.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I had largely resisted it, but I threw a pair on today.
Okay, well, see, but it was 70 today.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That just seems like the intelligent, way to go. But sure. Anyway, man, you're right. We've got tons of stuff to talk about tonight. We've got the red, the blue. We've got the U.S. men's team.
I even have a red drink.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, we've got this little thing going on, here in the state called the
actually good luck to any Big Ten team in the tournament this week.
Well,
it goes Indiana, Big Ten for me.
Sure. Absolutely. And I am almost ashamed to say this, my friend, and this is the only non-football talk I'll do tonight, but in one of my brackets, I have them not making it out of the round of 64.
Yeah, I can see it happening. The truth is I could see anybody having it happen to them this year, because really not only does basically every team have a loss, they've got a bad loss. They've got a loss to somebody they never should have lost to.
Sure.
And that's up and down the dial. And I think every team, can be got on their day. I'm an IU guy, and I think on any given day, IU can play with the best teams in the country. They've just rarely put together a full 40 minutes. And, what they've managed to do recently, especially on the back of Trace Jackson Davis, is pretty awesome. So looking forward to more tournament.
Cinderella, dude. I've got them as a Cinderella team.
I think they could do something. So
there you go.
We'll see. We'll move on to today's game and just Chelsea's recent performances in general. Another close one, so to speak. I think having the 2-0 from the first leg was really, really helpful, obviously. But they got a scare. They got a scare with not an early goal, but I think a well-deserved goal ultimately, with how on the balance of play. I feel like Lille was it was kind of a stop-start game from what I saw. I was keeping track of 3 different games all at once, and it was kind of stop-start, but getting a goal right before halftime settles you down, changes your attitude. You can go into the locker room and you're having a different conversation than one more goal causes us a problem.
Well, it changes the whole complexion of the match. I mean, Lille, for everything, number one, they have no reason to hang their heads at all. They put forth a valiant effort. The penalty was justly given, and it was taken well. I mean, it was struck so well. Mendy didn't have a chance on that one. But if once again, and I'm going to give the man of the match to this man, who quite frankly could have gotten man of the match with Newcastle, and that's Jorginho, because the 2 deliveries that he had in 47 minutes of football, one to Havertz at the end of the Newcastle match and one at the end of this half to Pulisic. I mean, they are pinpoint, man. The guy just was, and like I said, just for those 2 deliveries alone, it was incredible. It was incredible to watch. And, as far as that match is concerned, the part that really got me too was when, Azpilicueta scored the second goal. the amount of love that was shown to him by his teammates, by everybody coming over and celebrating with him. They understand the pressure that they're on. I mean, hell, they might as well start walking right now. Well, their next match is Middlesbrough. I think they should start walking there, because like literally that's the type of stuff that's going on in Chelsea right now. Like, you get 20,000 euro to travel. You don't know from day to day what's going to happen with the buying and selling of your club. Yet Thomas Tuchel, who quite frankly is the mastermind right now of keeping these guys together. He and his coaching staff are doing a phenomenal job, making sure these guys are staying focused. And you can see that. Like today was not a great performance at all, but boy, the way they came around, Azpilicueta. I mean, he may or may not be here next year, but the way they came around him, I just love to see that. That was like,
well, it's they definitely are in a situation where it's very easy to create a siege mentality. The world's against this kind of thing, even though by and large it's got nothing to do with them at all. And from that perspective, I gotta believe it's probably not that hard to tune some of it out. I mean, it's an issue. I'm sure they're having to deal with it, but Tuchel is a master press conference giver. He's really terrific about the way he's handled it. There are moral questions. Should you be working for a club like that now that you know exactly where the money's coming from, things of that nature? What's going to happen next? But, if you're inside that dressing room, if you're part of the staff, if you're part of the playing team, you're just doing it helps in some ways. It kind of helps you focus. Like, let's just focus on the football. I don't want any of these distractions, and we're going to stick together, because the performances really haven't been terrific. They've not been poor, but they're not coming out and dominating large swaths of the game and eating up territory and things of that nature, but they are getting what they need when they need it. And quite frankly, at this point of the season, that's it. Look, Manchester United played great for the first 44 minutes of that game yesterday. They looked terrific and had a couple of, Oblak, there's a reason why he's the guy that replaced De Gea when De Gea left. De Gea was no slouch, and they said, we got to find another good goalie, and Jan Oblak is that guy. Made a couple great saves. We'll get into United side of things later.
Sure.
But I really feel like, what Chelsea's been doing is just what you've just got to go about the business of it. A couple of guys are really, really stepping up right now. Kai Havertz has been playing. I don't know if you've got a question for me on this later. So I don't know how far to go with this. I don't think he was catching quite as much stick as, say, a Timo Werner was. Or maybe even a Hakim Ziyech, who really has only recently begun getting on form. I think Havertz had shown glimpses for a while. I actually suggested that he would be the better choice as a false nine. If you're not going to play Werner and don't have Lukaku available, I think Havertz becomes your best choice. In that respect, he just seems more composed. It was a great touch and finish the other day. He played pretty well today, helped set some things up. I think he started the move for Jorginho to play in Pulisic. Some guys who are just doing what needs to be done right now. And some guys stepping up. Chalobah has done a good job, came in and helped out. He's young and prone to some mistakes, but
exactly. But
I like the positives of what I see outweigh the negatives right now.
Sure.
So.
And I will say this, I like Chalobah a little bit better than I do Sarr. Every time Sarr gets the ball, I get kind of nervous, and
he's a little twitchy.
I wish Io was on here, because I want to know, am I being fair? But I agree with you. I think that Chelsea, we are doing need to do, in order to stay in the top four. I think that at this point, seeing how Liverpool, even though they did not play like totally awesome Liverpool football today, what they did to Arsenal at Arsenal, it's a 2-horse race. I think that if we can stay close, that would be cool. I just don't see either one of those clubs dropping that many points for us to be able, and we've got one in hand, but I just don't see those two clubs, especially coming into this last part of the season, dropping too many points. And also, I think that as we discussed either yesterday or Monday, I can't remember, but technically Chelsea, in any other year, I think that if everybody was equally competitive, Chelsea would very much still be in the hunt. I think right now, I think Chelsea has to focus on Arsenal and Man U to make sure that they are, they're keeping it just out of the reach, third place out of the reach of those guys. I think that if we find ourselves with 3 left, within 8-7 points, okay, let's try and go get it. But the issue is that I don't think we play either team for, so it's not, our destiny isn't in our hands, basically. But that's what I'll say about the match today. Like I said, it's a typical Chelsea February to March 2022 match. We just do what we have to do, and we get in there and we play it for the love of the game. And I love this team. I absolutely love this team. They are prone, and they will be prone to getting waxed, possibly a couple times this season. I don't know to who, but it could happen. There could be times where it gets to them. And I like the intro you had, on Facebook, man, where you said, hey, let's see what happens, see if they can keep this up. I think they can. I think their schedule's favorable down the stretch. But we'll have to just wait and see, man. But last thing I'll say, 3 guys we have to definitely keep in, keep our eye on. Number 1, we need to make sure that Reece James is beginning to get back into form. I know that he's getting some minutes and he's coming back from injury. Man, we need him. We
Absolutely.
We desperately need him, and I'm just so happy that he's getting minutes again. Number 2. We've got to decide, and it's what you were saying. We've got to decide: is it going to be Havertz? Is it going to be Lukaku? And if it's Havertz, my opinion, it needs to be Havertz, Ziyech, and it needs to be Pulisic. Those need to be our guys up front. They're incredible on and off the ball. They work hard on and off the ball, and all 3 of them can score. I'm not saying that Lukaku doesn't work. I'm not saying that Werner doesn't work. Right now, Werner and Lukaku aren't scoring goals.
Right. Your system doesn't favor him right now.
It just doesn't, man. And so those are my 3 guys. 4 guys, I guess, to watch out for. I think that if those guys start clicking back, and especially James, we can get him back into form. I think we can do some nice things down the stretch.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
So that's our Chelsea portion. Chelsea. I don't know if we have any sound effects.
Let's see if that'll.
No. See, that's the problem with letting a man. Yeah, See, that's the problem. Letting a Man U fan handle all the sound effects. I just, it's biased. I'm just saying.
Well, look. We can start taking these down.
With that being said,
if you're not going to be sitting here in front of them, man.
No. Well, let me say this to all of our dozens of fans.
Tens of you.
Tens of you. I will be back in the lab with Aaron next time that we broadcast. Just call it old man.
Life happens.
Yeah, just call it middle-aged old man syndrome. I totally forgot. After tonight, I'm dismantling all of this and I'm putting it in my travel bag and I'm throwing it in the car. So that way,
there you go.
Zoom over there, dude.
Perfect.
Also, I think now would be a good time to kind of plug something that we're thinking about doing.
Yeah.
Aaron, I don't know if you want to kind of talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to try to add a little bit more content for everybody. Some shorter featurettes, if you will, some chats in game. Hopefully we can get a little engagement. We've got some tools that we can take on the road, maybe start broadcasting in game from bars, do watch parties, things like that. So be on the lookout for that. It'll most likely be coming through Facebook, Twitter, and then we'll disseminate to all the platforms from there, the YouTubes, the Instagrams, the Spotifys,
dude,
and whatever the kids come up with next.
Disseminate. That sounds like, no, I'll just leave that alone.
Sounds dirtier than it is.
It does. It really does. So if you could hit the sound effect for your guy, Mr. Hernandez.
They remain the team for me. But and we got that chant quite a lot yesterday. And Old Trafford was rocking for a really, really good portion of that match. But you could hear and see and feel the frustration.
Oh yeah.
That exists within everybody right now. I know the fans are frustrated. To think that the players are not frustrated and they don't care, I think that's unfair. Maybe one or two are infecting things, but I think you got people off form. You got people struggling under pressure, and things just aren't clicking. An interim manager, doesn't help. I think Rangnick is good. I think he's smart and he's trying to impart good ideas.
Sure.
I think it's very, very difficult to really unify as a group when you don't know what's coming next.
Well, here's where I want to go with this. And I want to get your opinion on two matches. Yeah, let's. I want to get your opinion on yesterday. But dude, how good was it? How good was it to see Man U just be Man U on Saturday against Tottenham? I mean, it was for me. It was a literal joy watching that match. Obviously, Ronaldo getting the hat trick, beautiful, excellent, wonderful. But guys were flying around, and people were, Pogba was doing his thing, and Fred was doing his thing, and the feed from Fred, I think it was the second goal that Ronaldo had. I can't remember. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
The flick around the corner.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the first goal. Yeah.
Okay, and it was beautiful. But I noticed something. Bruno wasn't there, and I've got to ask this question as an American football fan of the Cleveland Browns. There was a lot of talk these past couple of years about when Odell Beckham Jr. wasn't in the game and the Browns were better. Is this kind of the same thing, man? I mean, what would you say? Not taking anything away from Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is one of the best footballers on the planet. But I mean, I'm almost scared to say it, but is Manchester United better?
No.
With Bruno on the bench?
No. And what I'll say about this is this illustrates the complexity of issues that teams face, because very, very few teams play so well and have the players executing so well that they don't care what the other team's game plan is. They just impose their will on the game. And, there's just not many teams that do it. They may do it for short stretches.
Sure.
But then they have to revert to something in order to endure what the other team is doing. It's an ebb and flow. And there are times when you play certain systems or certain people because there's something the other team can do that you need to counteract. Bruno being out was imposed on the team. He tested positive for COVID. So they had to make decisions about how to move people around. I think against Tottenham, knowing what they bring, that they do have a very, very strong counterattack, but don't build up play for long stretches, and have a defense that's a bit leaky at times. I think it wasn't as big of an issue as it might have been otherwise. And there is something to be said that, if Bruno's not on the field and you push Pogba forward, you're getting more out of him. You look at this team and you've noticed over recent weeks, Fred is playing in a slightly more advanced role. He's on the ball more. He's out of his own defensive end. They're letting McTominay or Matic really manage to hold that position. It's something I think we've been wanting to see for a while and didn't feel trustworthy. I think the feeling from Rangnick is that Maguire and Varane can handle it. There's an argument to be made not, but there's just so much going on right now that I understand where that question comes from, but sure. I think a healthy, fit, focused Bruno Fernandes is one of the most dangerous attacking midfielders on the planet, and everybody is struggling right now. There's very few people that you can look at and you're saying we're getting close to the best out of this guy. Somebody I do want to highlight is Jadon Sancho. He's played very, very well, consistently well. He's not been a world beater by any stretch of the imagination, but by and large, he's doing what he's been asked to do. Sure. He's got tremendous footwork. I would like to see him be a bit more direct. I think especially after United gave up the goal in the second half, they spent a lot more time trying to get up the wings and play balls in rather than trying to get around them. Sancho really only ran at his guy a couple times, which, to be fair, they began overloading because of how we were overlapping. Yeah. I've just got way too many thoughts on yesterday's game. The Spurs match, I was ecstatic, and handball is fluky, and it's unfortunate that Harry Maguire is the guy who got the own goal, but yeah, right. It just a lot of things got to go wrong before you're in that position. So, okay, yeah, Harry Maguire gets an own goal, but the ball got played in behind your defense. You got caught ball watching, guys. I mean, it's if he doesn't stick a foot out there, I believe Lucas Moura is right behind him and about to tap it in or somebody. So, he's got to go to ground to play it. He's a big, slow oaf. I get it. And we, he's definitely somebody we have to upgrade on. But it's unfortunate that, he's not on form, but not every time the goal gets scored is it Harry Maguire's fault.
No, it's not. And I have a follow-up question to that too. Yeah. Once again, I am an outsider. I am an outsider looking in. It seems like Maguire, man, he takes a lot of shit. He just does. And I'm like, I have not paid attention to Man U very much. And, obviously I have since we've been friends and stuff like that. But is the amount of criticism, is it warranted?
Well, I think as a general rule, no amount, when people go, social media and everything just gets so horrible. Does he deserve criticism? Yes, he deserves a lot of criticism. I appreciate, Gareth Southgate and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and now Ralph Rangnick sticking by him, not throwing him to the wolves. But I think if Jose Mourinho were the manager of the club, Harry Maguire would not be seeing the light of day. He needs a break. It's obvious. It's obvious to everybody. And, I guess Rangnick is trying to let him play through it. But it's detrimental to the club at times. It's really harmful. It's going to be harmful to his own psyche. The fact of the matter is he just doesn't appear to be the type of character Manchester United need to be their center back and their captain. He's just not a strong voice as far as I can tell. And you don't have to be Roy Keane running around threatening to kneecap people. David Beckham was a hell of a captain for, briefly for United and then for the English national team. It's not the kind of guy he was, but he led by example. And right now, Harry Maguire's example is really pretty poor. He does do a handful of things incredibly well. Unfortunately, defending doesn't appear to be one of them.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, unless you have anything else to say about Man U.
Oh, well, I want to talk a little bit about
yeah.
the match yesterday, because there's really a lot of different ways of looking at it, and
I was trying to save you, dude.
No, because there's something, down the road in it I want to get to. First off, Atletico Madrid showed up with a game plan and they executed it perfectly. Aesthetically disgusting as it is, it was effective, and they found the one time Manchester United fell asleep on a counterattack and scored a goal. United played great, I think, in the first 45 minutes, gave up a goal, after, some people are saying it was a foul on Anthony Elanga and they immediately restart and go up the other end of the field. And we're kind of caught, moping to the ref, also a lot of people just, naturally thought that's going to be a foul. I've seen it in real time. I've seen it in slow motion. If the referee would have blown his whistle, I don't think too many people would have thought much of it. But the fact that he didn't blow his whistle, I don't think too much of it. I don't think the referee had a very good game. I don't think he was a strong enough character as a referee to manage that match.
Okay.
And what's about to follow, I'm not blaming the referee for Manchester United losing. And he didn't make any single super bad call. But Atletico Madrid have not just a game plan, but an ethos. And they're basically a big club that plays like a small club.
Okay.
And they're very good at doing it. They're very good at playing defense. They're very good at hustling. But Diego Simeone as a player was a master of the dark arts. And as a manager, only Pep rivals him, as far as I can tell, when it comes to really coaching things into players, into the system. And Pep does it sort of one-off, and I find it annoying, but it's just what Atletico Madrid is. Did it work? Did it win? Yes. Do I sound bitter? Yeah. It's anti-football. And at some point in time, you can say, okay, that was a good tactical foul. Okay, yeah, you're going to stand over the ball. Okay, yeah, this guy's going to hold on to this injury a little bit longer. But as a referee, you can't allow that to dictate the match. And that's what happened. I'm disappointed that there weren't enough Manchester United players who have the experience and maturity to have dealt with it. Bruno really, really lost his shit. Ronaldo should know better. Ronaldo's been a giant, been the Atletico killer time and time again. He didn't have a shot on goal. I'm as disgusted by Man United's second half performance and failure to score a goal at home as I am in anything. But it's really, really hard to watch a game like that and say, you know what, you deserved your victory over us. They did what they came to do, but the manner in which it was done is really ugly, and I would like to see more done to stop it. I look, after Rodri intentionally fouls people 3 or 4 times in a row to break up a counterattack against Manchester City, and you fail to pull a card, you're not doing your job as a referee. Yeah. And there were 10 Rodris on the field for Atletico Madrid yesterday. It was just constant. But it also exposed United's inability to adapt and be professional and do what's needed to win a match. When a team drops into a low block like that, you got to have some long range shooting to keep them honest. And the only guy who stepped up was Diogo Dalot, and good on him. But there's a reason why Diogo Dalot is not in the top scorers in the league. Okay. Sure. Pogba needed to be hitting some 20-yarders. Bruno, McTominay, you've got to make them think you're going to shoot, and if you don't, you let them sit back. And then when you need Sancho to run around people, he can't, because he's getting double teamed because everybody's behind the ball in the 18. There's so much that to me seems not fundamental. You have to have played this game at a high enough level and watched it and seen how this unfolds, but their failure to adapt. They threw on every attacking player they had, and Juan Mata, you could see the dust blowing off of him as he walked on the field. I'm not sure the last time he saw the field. And then they didn't get him the ball to try to be a playmaker. What was the purpose of that? Yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in my club right now. I'm happy for the Spurs win, and I think they can still get top 4. I think Arsenal's going to, Arsenal does have games in hand. They're against you and Spurs, I think. So I'm going to take my chances there.
Yeah.
And I think United can find some form in the league. But it's not going to be pretty. I think we need to start figuring out how to play like Chelsea a little bit more. If the performance isn't there, still figure out how to get a goal. But I just don't. The main difference, I don't see the team unity. You guys would bleed for each other. I'm not sure that you could say that about everybody in that locker room right now at United, and that's a problem.
Man, so I guess the natural question I have, where you're Rangnick, okay? Where do you go from here? Like, what do you not what you do, what do you say to your squad?
Well, Rangnick seems to be a pretty pragmatic guy. I don't think he's going to fly off the handle at anybody. And I think he's trying to show, how he tries to unify a locker room. I'm going to stick by Harry Maguire. I'm going to stick by these players. We're going to try to get through this. And he says and does the right things a lot of the time. He's still got interim manager title, and that can be a problem, especially when you've got some pretty, I hate to say personalities, but egos also seems unfair, but I think that's what it is. You've got a Cristiano Ronaldo, a Bruno Fernandes, a Paul Pogba, in those locker rooms, and it sounds like there's strife. It sounds like there's problems. There's a lot of complaints about somebody leaking information from inside the locker room. Speculation is that it's Jesse, because he's pretty pissed. I'm sad to hear that, because I like Jesse, but I also, this happens. This happens at clubs. What happens in the short term and what happens in the long term? What happens in the short term is you just keep showing up to practice, and, as the manager, you play the guys who are putting forth the effort day in and day out. And if they aren't, you've got to be big enough to drop people. You've got to be big enough to say, look, you just don't look like you're contributing right now. And I think he does that. In the long term, he should move upstairs to be the sporting director or whatever it's going to be. That's what he's been doing, and it's what he's apparently very good at. And then, bring in an Eric Ten Hag from Ajax, who has done a very good job of both managing youth coming through, because Ajax has a fantastic youth program, but there are big names there. There are guys who are stars at that club, maybe not a Cristiano Ronaldo, but there's still people, that it's Ajax, that they're a big deal. And then, unfortunately, the name that's now being bandied about the most won't make you happy. But if Chelsea gets sold and the club gets broken up the way they're speculating right now, United would be stupid to not go for Thomas Tuchel.
You know what? I would. Yeah.
He would be available. He's going to want to stay at a top level club. He's going to want to be at a club that he thinks can probably, make a run for a trophy within a couple years, both Premier League and Champions League. Right. And Rangnick is his mentor. So Rangnick as his sporting director, it could be a match made in heaven. It would be, look, when things fall apart someplace, you pick them up elsewhere. I would hate, honestly, just in general, I would hate that for the Premier League. I don't want to see it happen. For you, I don't want to see it happen. Chelsea needs to be left in good hands, but right now, who knows what it is. But if Thomas Tuchel were to be available, come June 1st,
sure,
it would be absolutely stupid to not pursue it. And I think it would be a good match. And there are players at Manchester United that could win trophies. We're not half a squad away from it, but damn it, somebody's got to put these guys together the right way.
I the one thing, two things. I totally agree with you. I would wish Tuchel nothing but the best. Yeah. And yes, yes, Man U would be crazy not to pick him up. I just feel like the Premier League needs a a good Chelsea team.
Oh,
They
yeah.
need. I think that if they don't figure this out, it's going to hurt the league. It's
Mhm.
going to. I think it's going to. I honestly, man, I don't know. I don't know what I mean. I mean, I can just go straight Bundesliga and just do that. But I along with millions and millions and millions of other fans would be like, what do we do? So I hope that it does not come to that. But we shall see. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, what were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, Steph, you are right. Congrats to the all-female crew for the Champions League matches. That was very, very cool. Really,
that is going to be my halftime shot.
right on. All right, we'll get that. Also living in now the Blues, we blasted up. Wish the fans could work out a deal with the UK government, buy team shares and appoint a manager. I wish there was a way to go about it too. It looks like the front runners are American owners. The Chicago Cubs owners have thrown their hat in. The guy who owns, I think, the New Jersey Jets, New York Jets. My bad.
New York Jets. Oh,
of course,
man.
Aren't they in New Jersey?
Yeah.
So I don't, and I just don't know enough about how all this is working. I mean, your shirt sponsor said they wanted everything removed, but because of the way the sanctions are set up, no, 3. Oh no, where'd Evan go? Hopefully Evan will come back.
No.
Well, we can hear you. Well, we could.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Back.
Okay. Yeah, no, the 3, is that a telecommunications company, I think.
Okay.
They've asked to have all of their logos removed from everything, and some of them have been removed from digital media, but because of the way the sanctions are written, I guess you can't print new shirts that wouldn't have that on there because that would be new work being done. I mean, I truly don't understand what's happening. It seems like such a weird gotcha from the UK government. They need to be more transparent and say, look, he's on the phone with Putin daily, or, he lets him fly on his private jet to his private island and molest children. I don't know.
Right. Exactly.
But you can't just be like, oh, okay, we're going to need you to sell the club and really not, take a lot of profit on it and kind of go away to, we're sanctioning you. You can't do shit. We've seized your credit cards, unless you think he was using that money to directly, do bad shit, in which case, I'm sorry, if you're going to do this, they better start doing it to everybody. They better start looking at PSG. They better start looking at City. They better start looking at Newcastle. They better start looking at all these clubs around the world. And, it's a slippery slope, because I'm sure at some point in time, the Glazers fuck somebody over for real estate in order to build, a car dealership or a mall before they had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Absolutely.
But if you can draw a fairly straight line to, soccer revenue getting used to finance terrorism or war, that shit's got to go. You have to draw a line somewhere. And
I don't think you'll find a Chelsea fan out there who isn't appreciative of what the club has done the past 20 years, but who also understands, what, if all this stuff did go down, it's got to go. It's got to go. So anyway, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are at our almost 3/4 time shot tonight.
It's all good.
It's all good, man. It's all good. And as I mentioned before, I was going to give my halftime shout out to CBS Sports and the 4 wonderful ladies who just kicked ass commentating the Champions League matches today. And that was a great thing to see. I think you've said it before, man. I hope that this becomes, regular routine where we don't have to mention it at all. But man, this was, it was good to see.
Well, I mean, good timing. Candace Parker's sitting on the panel doing intros for the NCAA basketball, and she's one of the best analysts I've ever seen, because she's an elite fucking basketball player who understands the game at an elite level. It does not matter what clothes she has on or what her name is. Yep. And it's becoming the norm in football. Mm-hmm. There's been women's sideline reporters for a while, and ever since Joe Namath got in trouble, they don't try to kiss him anymore. It's just commonplace now, and I like it because also I made a comment about Candace Parker and her experience and everything, but that's no prerequisite. Half the dudes sitting in the studio didn't play more than high school baseball or some shit. So, they've dedicated their life to it and they understand it at a high level. And I think it's absurd to be like, oh, why are women here? I'm sorry, because they enjoy the sport and got into it just the way we did. Yeah. And the women involved here, some of them have great experience in the game. Yeah. One is the rules expert in the studio, although I think she's trash. I appreciate that she's there. I don't have to love their opinion. I can be happy that they're there and still be like, I think that's a trash opinion.
I get it. That's awesome.
But yeah, no, I'm right there with you. And I assume that was your halftime shout out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say this, man, listening to them commentate the match today, it was so funny in an awesome way because, like, how, at least for me, whenever I hear male commentators, they're like, oh man, I don't know, they'll have to go to VAR. Like literally when Jorginho did the handball, like the female commentators like, that's a handball.
Yeah.
It's just like, I know that you do that. Or, there's like, hey, it's a handball. Oh, they're going to get a penalty kick. And she was absolutely, she nailed it. They nailed it. It's so good. So good. So yeah, that's my halftime shop. What do
Excellent.
You got?
I want to say that first off, if accusations are true and you break bad laws in foreign countries, you really shouldn't expect to get special treatment. But I'm pretty sure if Shaquille O'Neal would have been playing off-season basketball in Russia and got caught with some vape pen oils, I don't think he'd still be there. I don't think he'd have been forced to hold up a sign that mocked his sexuality or his color. So I say free Britney and Britney Griner, Britney Spears, free Britney too, I suppose.
Yeah, all the Britneys,
free all Britneys, and that can be a euphemism. So, ladies, we love you. It's Women's Month. You deserve more than just a month, but I'm not in charge of that. So sláinte to you all.
Sláinte. Woo. Brr. Speaking of sláinte, tomorrow is the patron saint of this show's special day. I'm just declaring it. I'm just declaring that St. Patrick is our patron saint of football. And
I thought opening day of March Madness was the holiday.
Oh, come on.
Also, Patty's and opening day of March Madness is maybe the coolest thing ever.
Right.
And for those of you who want to, I will be at our favorite watering hole on the north side of our lovely city, wearing a kilt and making merry with much Jameson and probably other spirits, like Jägermeister and beers. So join me if you'd like. I'm coaxing everybody out.
Yeah. And I'm not sure where I will be, but I imagine you and I will be lifting up at least a shot together tomorrow. If not,
I'm gonna need clarification on your question, Steph. I'm not sure if I know what that means.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I think I might know. I mean, not anti. We're both packing, but still. Maybe I'm not understanding your comment.
Oh,
give me more to work with. Evan,
is this show? Oh, okay. Yeah, there it is. Okay, yes, sir. USA.
Between now and the next time we see your lovely faces, oh, St. Patrick, Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Anti-state.
Yeah. Totally. Totally.
Yeah.
Well, look,
Not that kind of
I
thing.
was just curious if it was a comment on the team you're playing for. I'm just saying. Just saying. Between now and the next time we see your lovely faces, the U.S. will have played 2 of their final 3 World Cup qualifying matches. Evan, they've got to go to the Azteca in Mexico City, and they've got to do it without Weston McKennie. We have not seen who's going to be called into camp. The good news is Yunus Musa, Tyler Adams, Chandler Brooks, Brendan Aronson playing really well right now.
Sure.
Jordan Pifak playing really, really well for young boys.
Guy scores like at will almost. It's amazing. It's good. It's good.
I'm not expecting to go to Azteca and win that match, but a draw there would be incredible. It's just an incredibly difficult place to play.
Yep.
Both the atmosphere, figuratively, that's created by the fans, and the atmosphere of reality that you're playing at altitude in a smog-filled city. It's difficult to play in. It's the U.S. Mexico rivalry. I mean, this is one of the great, in the international games. Then Panama at home, and currently Panama sit in 4th place. It's Canada, U.S., and Mexico. I believe it's goal differential that only separates everybody, but Mexico and United States, and then Panama is a few points behind. Culminating then in maybe we do a live show for that Costa Rica match, and I would love that match to not matter at all, because I tell you, I believe if they get a point off of Mexico and all 3 points against Panama, Panama can't catch you at that point.
Right.
So Costa Rica, I still want to see a performance, but how are you feeling as we enter these final 3 games and still need some results to make sure we end up on the flight to Qatar?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm going to be bold here, and I do feel like we will get at least 1 point at Mexico.
Okay.
I do. I think
we can.
That I think it's very possible, and I'm gonna say it. I don't want to jinx us. I think it's very possible to win out. Here's why. I think that Berhalter, depending on the roster he puts together, I think that our players remember 2018. I think that's something that they carry with them.
Yes.
Even the young guys, you have to listen in practice and in training, to probably, to the veteran guys, Pulisic and those guys say, hey, look, you know what? Yeah. This is how we practiced in 2018 and it didn't get the job done. We need to pick it up a notch. And I can see those guys getting in the heads of the rest of the team in a good way.
Yes.
I think, though, the one thing that will probably have us result in a draw with Mexico is the fact that you said it at the very beginning. You do not and cannot replace a Weston McKennie. You can't. You just can't. And the way he was playing, up until
his form for Juventus was so good. Oh my goodness. God. He was scoring or assisting in almost every game.
Every match. I mean, in once again, the more football I watch, the more I appreciate players who play with it looks like they have fun playing. Weston McKennie looks like he has fun playing the game, man.
The dude does a Harry Potter enchantment when he scores a goal. I mean, what a joyful I play with joy. What a phenomenal. I know some people be like, oh, it's kind of childish. Well, you're playing a game, and he scored a goal, which means he gets to enjoy himself. And
exactly.
I love it. I love him. He seems to have learned from, the little issue that went on with the national team a few cycles back.
Sure.
And that's what happens. Young guys make mistakes. It's how you recover.
That's right.
You learn from it. And I think he has, and he's turned himself into, look, if you're starting, scoring, and assisting regularly for Juventus, I'd say you are on the verge of being a world-class player.
Yes. And I think that, as we miss him, as we're going to miss him for these, final 3 matches of qualifying, I think that he just the fact that he's not there, I think that will provide a spark.
Yeah, that
will allow the guys to kind of rally around each other, i.e., Man U against Tottenham. I think that because Bruno wasn't there, I think the guys had to find something else to play together, and I think
next man up.
Yes, exactly, and that's something that the U.S. men's team they have to rally around. And I think Berhalter, I think he can do it. I think he can get there, and I think he can do it. It just depends on his roster.
Yeah, I agree. I think I think a lot of us had some question marks over a couple guys he left off last time. Ultimately, it didn't really harm performances. Weston's imposed. Everything else, as far as I know, most of our regular guys are getting good minutes and playing at a fairly high level right now. It's all you can ask for. With Weston out, I think you're probably definitely, going to be asking a bit more of Yunus Musa getting forward. I think that probably puts Brendan Aronson and Pulisic on the field at the same time. It'll be an interesting to see who we actually stick up top.
I'd like to see Josh Sargent. I think.
Well, he's played well. I think.
I mean,
what we don't have is a guy that's truly fully established himself as the number 9. I think Pivak has done a great job, and he's obviously playing well for his club. Pepe has burst on the scene, but he's still young. No one has grabbed that position and said it's mine, and therefore, I think Sargent's better coming off the right in a 4-3-3. And with Weston out, I'm not sure what kind of system Berhalter's going to go with. How they choose to just line up is going to dictate an awful lot of where the pieces go, I think. And you either make a decision early to go into the Azteca and punch him in the mouth right away, or you say, we're going to frustrate you. We're going to let you have the ball, but you're not getting into any dangerous positions. And right now, Mexico, they have good players, but I don't think they're a good team yet. I think they're in a similar position as we are as far as like trying to get it right. I think they're a little further behind because they let some guys take too long to age out, and they didn't bring in enough younger guys to replace them. I mean, they stuck with Chicharito and Dos Santos and Vela a little past their expiration dates, when some young guys have been, really champing at the bit to get in there.
Yeah.
I'd really like to think that beating Panama is a straightforward affair. Just go out, be professionals. You have more talent. Don't be stupid. Don't give up an early goal. So you allow them to soak up pressure. And then again, the Costa Rica match is moot, and Costa Rica has just not been very, very, very good at all during this cycle. They're in a rebuilding process themselves. So it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we did lose in Azteca. I just don't want it for the psyche. To come out of there with a 1-1 or a 2-2, or, if they play a backs to the wall job and it's 0-0, you've done your work.
Yes.
You win away in CONCACAF and got a point that you needed. It's in your hands. You beat Panama. I don't think you got to worry about Costa Rica at all. You draw with Panama, you can still go to Costa Rica and beat them. I don't want to get to that point. I don't want to think about that. I'm with you. Let's get a result in Azteca, regardless of what that is. Let's get a point or 3 points. Let's beat Panama, and let's just say, hey, well done, Canada, and we're following you to Qatar. We'll
Exactly.
hey, we'll charter some jets at the same time and leave from Detroit.
Yep, exactly. Man, I'm excited for these matches, dude.
Yeah.
I am so excited for these matches. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm even more excited for the final part of our program, and that is the Hey Aaron segment. And tonight I have a treat for you, Aaron. I have a wonderful treat for you, my friend. You don't have to do a whole lot for this Hey Aaron segment, except just
love treats like that.
Yeah, there you go. Except just see if you remember what is happening in these segments.
Ooh, an interactive segment.
Yes, interactive type thing, because I'm going to share my screen here, but I'm going to show the top 15 craziest football commentations ever. Okay.
Ooh.
So I am going to, let's see.
Ooh, am I guessing them?
No. You're watching them, and you're like,
okay.
if you've seen it, talk about the match.
If
you haven't,
okay,
talk
right on. Okay, I didn't. Sometimes it's a quiz, and then sometimes it's an Aaron free for all. So
I'm a professor, man. I have to do that all day. I don't want to do that all, in the evening time. Sometimes I just don't.
All right, I get it.
I'm just saying. Optimize for video clip. Here we go. And so, my friend.
Ooh, Mexico, USA.
Yes. So here we go.
El Chicharito. Ahí la tiene Torrado. Torrado la juega por abajo, el arquero sale, la tiene.
Yeah. The precision on this chip is ridiculous. Tim Howard's pissed. Tim Howard's so pissed. Yeah, that was a tough one. The U.S. were up, I think, 2-0. This is a Gold Cup final from like 2013.
Really?
And I want to say the U.S. was really playing well early on in this match, and then I think lost 4-2, and it's bad. You never want to lose in Mexico, but you certainly don't want to go down like that. By the way, I dig your lo-fi hip-hop radio. I'm into that too. I love that shit.
I love it, man. I absolutely love it.
I don't get to see a lot of Argentinian league. Oh, yeah, I do. Oh, okay, yeah. Nice Rabona. The Rabona. There's Diego. Yeah, pretty goal. I have never been able to master that. By the way, Carlos Tevez, right there. I've never been able to master the art of that. I really struggle with it, and I know dudes who can like do it on the run. Oh, this is pretty. This is Zlatan doing Zlatan.
Long ball through, and oh my God, an insane goal! I've just seen the most insane goal I have ever seen on a football pitch. Incredible Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Yeah.
World class.
Oh, yep. Oh, yes. I was watching that one live.
Really?
Brilliant. Whatever happened to Mario Götze? Supposed to be the next big thing, and then
Angela.
Took a picture of him with a boner and his tidy whities on his boat, and it kind of ruined his career forever. It did. He looked like a high school senior on the swim team. It looked real bad. You think I'm joking? Oh, this
Here
is the
we
greatest.
go. Oh my God. Ole.
Yeah, the defense is pretty poor. Can you imagine this now? Like the third guy would just be like, I'm hacking you the fuck down.
Yeah, right.
Splitting you in half.
It's like, okay, here you go.
Honestly, though, still one of the most brilliant goals we've all ever seen. It's amazing.
Oh, man.
This pass. Yeah, I was watching that one live too. I was watching most of these live. Yeah. Well, this is the semifinal of the 2006 World Cup.
Wow. I love the commentators, dude. They're like the best. They just go crazy.
Well, I mean, these are the national team commentators. Oh, this is crazy. Oh, this is effing crazy.
that second leg to go ahead. Here we go. It's a fantastic save. Oh, it's a brilliant save from Almunia. A double save. The initial penalty from Knockout was saved. He got the rebound, and it looked as if the rebound had got him, but he saved that as well. And now Watford are on the counter-attack. They're bursting forward. They've got a chance. They've crossed it into the box. Oh, I don't believe this. There's a chance for a Watford. Oh, they've scored. I cannot believe it.
Okay, press pause real quick.
Obviously, I have not watched these, man. I literally was like, okay, we're going to watch these together.
Here's the beautiful thing about that right there was that was a playoff game to get promoted from the championship to the Premier League. And I can't remember what the aggregate score was, but if Leicester City would have scored, they would have ended any ability for what they were going through already, I think, on aggregate.
Yeah.
But if they'd have scored, they'd have absolutely put the game away, right?
Okay.
They don't score, and then Watford goes down to the other end and scores, and they were the team that got promoted.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. And here's what's crazy is, so you've got Aaron Knockart, who took the penalty kick, and if you see the replay, he took a dive for the penalty. So this was a ball don't lie kind of moment. But Almunia had previously played for Arsenal and was now Watford's goalkeeper, makes the crazy double save, and then starts the move down the right-hand side. And then Troy Deeney, who needs to probably talk less on public media and just shut up and score goals, scored that brilliant goal. I mean, he's a total Watford ledge for that. But I mean, the context of this is just super crazy because you're like, in a vacuum, you're like, yeah, of course the dude's just going absolutely nuts. And then you're like, wait a second, this was for all the marbles. This was going to send you to the Premier League.
That's amazing.
Martis, attenzione, ancora palla buona, viene spallato via, Oba, acrobazia, viene gol,
It's the Italian version of the Mexican guy who does the goal. That's Christian Vieri right there. Oh, a more South American. Definitely don't know this one. Oh, Jesus, what a run.
Wow.
No, you didn't. Andres Cantor is the gentleman I'm trying to think of.
Oh. There it is. I think that if the American public had commentators for football like this.
Well, they tried to make Gus Johnson commentate on everything, and we just can't do that.
Can't do that. Oh my God.
Carlos Tevez again. He's kind of good.
Quick fire and drags it down now. Long way out. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! What a goal by McFadden! Magic from James McFadden!
Magic.
Scotland, they've been suckered.
I've never heard a Scotsman go through puberty before, live. That was
yeah. Do you recognize that French goalkeeper?
I didn't know.
Me either, so I'm not surprised you got scored on. That was a really, really good goal right there. I'm guessing that is
wait.
Totti.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yep, Francesco Totti.
Wow. I mean, come on. There's overkill. There's got to be overkill in this.
Well, you got to understand that Roma, even though they're from Rome, are kind of in the shadow of Juve as in club history. Oh, this is brilliant. Also watch this live.
Oh.
And then he spent the next 5 years trying to justify it. It's a brilliant goal. And he's a really good player, but mean, that's tremendous. The technique on
Oh,
that.
just that, and then boom.
To take the trap on the turn. I mean, that's not easy to do. Very easy to just get that wrong and have it run away from you or have it die on your shoulder.
Man, that's pretty. Holy
Yeah.
cow.
Yeah, that's real pretty. I just realized you really fucking me here because I know exactly what number 1 is. I know what number 2 is going to be too. Oh, no, I don't. I assumed it was me, Gary Neville. Tell you, Iceland's run at that World Cup was awesome. It was really, really cool.
Gaat in de halve finale komen. Ik heb opeens zo'n gevoel
dat
we in de halve finale gaan komen met het balbezit voor Frank de Boer.
Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis
Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp neemt de bal aan. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Oh! Frank de Boer speelt de bal aan Dennis Bergkamp. Die neemt de bal feilloos aan. En ik schiet de bal erin. We spelen nog officieel 20 seconden.
You will not be surprised to learn that I watched that goal live. I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised that the
Oh my God.
The Man City one didn't make it because it was a classic call. I can't remember. It's Clyde Tilsley. The call for the 99 Champions League for United was amazing. All great. Yeah, man, I'm real happy to watch those.
Dude, I got to tell you, hell, this is our show. I mean, screw it. I'm going to show it because it was as painful as I know that it is for you, my friend. It's the reason why we watch football.
Yeah. Oh, it's iconic. It's absolutely iconic. And to be fair, United had done that to so many teams in their history. So for City to pull it off, you're not sharing, by the way.
Oh yeah, I know. I was getting it. I was getting it.
Okay, sorry.
Now go ahead.
This is where we need an intern.
Dude, I'm
also Joey Barton. I hate you. I hated you already, and then I hate you even more. He's disgusting.
I know that Man U fans hate QPR. I just feel like we hate. It's always nice to see that. And see, here you go. This is horrible. I can't imagine sitting around. Just, oh. There he is.
Wazza, one of England's greatest.
Why do you love the game? This is why you love the game. Absolutely phenomenal. And there are
2 minutes
to play. Manchester United's game is over. So is Bolton's game at Stoke. QPR are safe. They don't know it yet. Balotelli. Aguero! Staggering! Just staggering!
Where were you at when Aguero hit that shot? Do you remember?
I do.
Where were you at?
I was at our watering hole, and I had been watching the games, and they had them on. They had all the different games on because this was the final day of the season, and they all kick off at the same time.
Oh,
yep.
Man.
You know, it absolutely sucked. I won't lie, but like I said, United had done this to people so many times, just broken people's hearts in Fergie time so many times. This won the league, and it was, you know. What we didn't know at the time was what this was going to set off. This was City's first title, a demonstration of the beginning of the changing of the guard. United came back and won the title. How big this was going to be, and that this wasn't even going to be the City team that was great. That this isn't, you know, this is nowhere near the best City team.
Right.
I would have been like, nah, I'm not sure I can believe you on that one. But here we are.
Man, I tell you, it is just absolutely amazing. And so to end tonight, man, it's kind of the conversation or question that I threw out there to you just in jest today, but just kind of want to get your thought on it with the way Liverpool and City are playing this year. could we possibly have 10
Yes.
years? We have a day like this.
I would love it. Even when my Manchester United team was running away with the league and had it won by like April. Yeah, I'm happy to win the trophy and all that, but it doesn't make for an interesting league. So if it can go down to the wire, would love it. Right now, mark your calendars for that game in April. When City and Liverpool play each other, because that's huge. There's a 1-point difference right now. Anything could happen. And while they are the two obviously best teams in the league, they are not prone to making some mistakes. There was a point. There was
April 10th.
April 10th. There was a point today where Gabriel Martinelli waltzed through the Liverpool defense. Guy got the ball back on the end line. I mean, it was a beautiful play. All these teams can be got at. We see how City fall asleep for a good 10 minutes at a time sometimes, especially right after they've scored a goal. They're just kind of like, do-de-do. They get complacent. It's difficult. People just do not understand how difficult it is to focus for 90-some minutes, day in, day out, and do this job. And
I've never seen De Bruyne so frustrated in that Crystal Palace match. I've never seen him like literally, and they had to cut the camera from him because he turned around, and I can't remember who he was talking to. Maybe Stones, but he turned around. He was like, "For fuck's sake!"
Yeah, he laid into him.
He just and everybody needs to watch that match because Palace, for every that they are not, they were that day, and
Crystal Palace have been some Manchester City kryptonite for a couple seasons now. They've played well against them. I don't know if it's a system versus system kind of thing or what you would attribute it to, but it's not a fluke. And
they blanked them both games.
I think every team is prone to it. It's just we've got this expectation of how well City and Liverpool have been playing for the last couple of seasons that we view them as sort of flawless, and they're about as close as you can get to being flawless. But everybody has an off day. Look, people scored 20 on Jordan. People beat the Bulls. People have beaten Tampa Bay bad with Tom Brady at quarterback. People beat down Peyton Manning. It happens. Everybody's been on the wrong side of one. It's how often it happens, and how do you bounce back from it? So, I hope it comes down to the wire. I'd love to see that. It'd be even better if they all started dropping points and made it a real top 4 race. I think we already got that. I think you guys are probably safe as far as top 4 is concerned, but I mean,
we got some work to do.
Arsenal, United, Spurs, West Ham, all going to have something to say about it. And I'm pretty sure everybody's got to play each other one more time. So we'll see how it unfolds, man.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the show, listening to us, however you do that. Please be on the lookout for some new kind of stuff that we're going to throw out there on the content. And we appreciate you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the second best part of the show. This is the time where Aaron gets to send us off with Aaron's final thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Appreciate you. Love you. My friend, what you got for us this week?
Want to share some info real quick. Indy 11 kicked off their season over the weekend against Loudoun. I believe they're in Pennsylvania. Lost 1-0 on the road despite a late penalty save and a man being sent off. They are in Tampa Bay this weekend, the 19th, so 3 days from now. And then on the road again at Louisville City. I believe it's the Louisville Indianapolis Proximity Association football, something or other. I can't remember what they call it, but it's a good rivalry. If you can get down to Lou, do it. It's nice. It's fun to hang out there. And then they'll be at home the weekend after that. But we'll talk to you between now and then. We've had some really, really good football getting played lately. And, You guys have a match coming up against Borough at the weekend in the FA Cup. They could be trouble. But I just want to touch base on just how enjoyable this season has been. And, you know, there's some of the political issues that have been going on, and it's just been great. Oh, I think we lost Evan. We'll see if he comes back. But it's been a nice respite. And I don't ignore what's going on around the world. It's in our face and we can't do anything about it. But football, especially in sport in general, has really, really stepped up to be counted. I think the world is seeing what's going on. And, you know, if you can inspire, if you can, you know, bring people together, you know, there's teams that have had great rivalries for long periods of time and have, you know, collectively come together to show support for what's going on around the world. So just really happy to be a part of that and really happy to see the quality of stuff going on. Hopefully during the international break, we see even more of it. That would be tremendous if during all the upcoming World Cup qualifiers, we routinely saw, you know, the Ukrainian colors on the captain's armbands and, you know, stopping war and things like that, because, you know, short of picking up a weapon and going over there and getting involved in the fight. Personally, that, you know, a lot of us feel helpless, but what we can do is, you know, stand up for what we think is right and support the people who are doing it. And I just got to give props to most of these football clubs and individual players for what they're doing. It was really emotional to see some of these guys that, you know, from Ukraine, from Russia, really standing up. Saw a couple guys, you know, one guy scored a goal over the weekend. I can't remember exactly who the player was. And, you know, everybody came over to him like he scored the goal like you would, but you could see it just meant something slightly different. So in times of turmoil, you know, you know, look for the helpers, as Mr. Rogers said. And I right now, soccer, footy, sport, it's helping. So keep your heads up on that. And good luck to you this weekend against Borough. Not going to be easy. They've taken down a couple in the last couple rounds. So it's not going to be easy. And good luck to the US in their next few games. And folks, we will see you between now and then with some of our featurettes. Hopefully that you find a little enjoyment with that. And then we will definitely be back in 2 weeks on the 30th. So folks, love you. Love the game. It's beautiful. You're beautiful. Evan?
Black people vote.
Black people vote.